Welcome back to Super Mario Bros. Free, and no, this is not an accidental re-upload of Part 9. Part 10 just happens to start the exact same way, and this is most likely going to be the finale because I believe this is the home stretch when it comes to the overall map layout. Even though there's very few actual stages in this world, there's still plenty of gameplay thanks to the different ship levels, because that's basically the whole gimmick for this world. The fact that most of the levels are not really levels per se, but they are just these ships that you walk onto, and all of a sudden you have this giant platforming challenge with a fuck ton of projectiles. And this is basically the point where the developer said, shit, okay, we can't let them keep renting this game. We have to make it stupid hard at this point so that they buy it for real. Well, aren't they spending money on renting it anyway, though? If you gotta rent it multiple times, wouldn't it end up costing more anyway? Although, how does it work? Do developers still get paid for a rent versus a full buy? Remember when that was even a thing? Like renting games? What was it? There was this channel called the Wii Viewer. I think he still makes stuff, by the way. And he used to, back when his kids were really little, he used to like actually let them on the show. It's like the little reviewer and the littlest reviewer, and they used to rate games based on like buy, rent, or skip. And I find that really funny because it's like no one does that anymore. It's like now it would be I guess buy, pirate, or skip. I don't know, because you'd still want to, or maybe buy, wait for discount, or skip, something like that. Yeah, I think some other people do it. Now, obviously, his kids are older, he doesn't really feature him the same way, but still, it is kind of interesting because he still does stuff for the Switch and all that. He's one of those, like, old generation Nintendo-focused channels that's still around. Kind of like Frequency. Well, he wasn't necessarily Nintendo-focused, but clearly he had a preference. I think he's done some PS2 and Xbox stuff as well. But still, you ever notice how different channels have like a focus on one or the other? And meanwhile, I'm over here just like, whatever the fuck I feel like doing. I sure do hope this level isn't a complete maze because That's a good one. You know, I should remember that. Also, why the hell is the palette on those bricks like Super Nintendo quality compared to everything else? Okay, let's try and be a little more careful here. There you go. Oh, motherfucker. How am I supposed to avoid that? I guess you jump, over it. Okay, this is the trial and error moment. Jump on top of the statue, and then don't get hit by it at all, okay? Jump on top of it, and then jump over it like this. That's the only way to get through. Thank you. It really isn't that difficult, honestly. Where is this taking me? Where is that? Okay, I guess now we're falling down here. And we're pretty much... Oh, are the candles gonna... Yeah, the candles come to life. That's adorable. They brought that back from one of the earlier stages. Fuck, I hate these rings, because I've always been terrible at predicting a trajectory of something, like predicting the ring that's gonna follow for me to not get hit by it. I don't know why, it's just something that I've always found really difficult. To be fair, I've never been great at geometry, but anyway, that's actually not that relevant. Or is it? I'm not sure, because you kind of just feel it out. You sort of figure out just based on where it's been previously, and of course now we have a huge platforming section that is actually open-ended. I do like how this game has the occasional moment of non-linearity in its design, while still not necessarily being confusing, although the last level definitely proved otherwise, because goddamn, it was confusing. Now, where do we go? Because there's obviously a door way up there. I can't look up for some reason. Mario can't look up. But, okay, fuck it. I guess we're just gonna have to take the hit. That moment right there is a damage check. You just have to... Oh, wait a second. Am I backtracking? Why do I feel like I'm going backwards? I bet it's gonna send me all the way back. Oh, no, it's a new section, and I somehow didn't get hit by that Bowser statue. It's really cool seeing these Bowser statues because they're like a lower... They're technically lower detail, but they still look quite good. They're obviously a lower resolution, as in they're smaller on the screen, because back then that actually made a massive difference. Oh, they're doing a Mario 1 reference. They were referencing the first game in the third game. That's... You know, usually franchises will have a period where they are mostly original before they start to reference everything, and this is it. Holy shit, this is the final Bowser encounters. This is going to be a very short part, but I'm keeping it as a separate part, okay? I'm not going to just kind of try and fucking squish it into the end of the last episode like the previous one. No, we're actually going to... Oh, you motherfucker. Alright. His fight may take a while. It's not going to take a while. It's very simple. So here's what you do. You avoid his fire. That's very simple. And then he stops. You know, the sprites are really well done. Like, honestly, he definitely saw a bit of a facelift between, Mario 1 and Mario 3, right? I mean, he is so fucking ugly in that game, and everyone was ugly as shit. It's incredible just how much better the sprite work got from Mario 1 to, even from Mario 1 to Mario 2. like nothing changed technically. The NES didn't suddenly receive like a memory upgrade or anything. The artists just got more, they developed a better understanding of how Mario is supposed to look using the limitations of the system, right? And so even from Mario 2 onwards, well, the, you know, USA Mario 2, that is, Doki Doki Panic or whatever. Now, from that point onwards, like, Mario looked a lot better. He had more detail in his eyes and stuff, whereas, like, in the first game, like, yeah, the small sprite had to be lower detail because how else are you going to do it? He's a small sprite. But then for the bigger ones, they were able to really... Okay, I think that's how you cheese this fight, because he can't hit you. Look, he can't hit me. Wow. It's a more engaging fight. It's not a very difficult... I'd say that the original Bowser fight is actually harder, because it's just... you get less room for error, whereas here it's like... Well, look at this, you know? But it's an actual fight, though, and I appreciate that. Now, I say that as I die, but look, I can die at something, like I can fail at something, and still claim that it's easy because I understand that it does not require a high level of dexterity and skill. I think I might be able to stand over here to trick him into, yep, he's gone. And that's it. Bowser's done for. We just gotta go into the seizure room now and check out the credits, which are quite short, but I've made sure to be pretty concise with the way I've written my closing thoughts. So I'll see you guys with that. What have I been doing all these years? I really should have played Super Mario Bros. Free to completion many years ago. This 2D platformer, released not even half a decade after the birth of the genre, went ahead and did it better than some games many years into its future. The real strength here is the sense of progress through the world and the unprecedented variety of enemies and stage gimmicks. While Mario World is a great game in its own right, there are just some things done better here, like the power-ups and map screen. As I played Mario Free, I really felt like it was the logical evolution of all of the gameplay tropes that had been established before it, but contextualized in these short but highly dense stages. The only serious downgrade from Mario 2 USA might just be the bosses, although for the sake of the game's pacing, I think de-emphasizing these encounters was far from the worst decision. As late to the party as I am, I'm glad I finally played through Mario Free in its entirety, because while it's not gonna be my favorite platformer, it might just be the best NES game ever made. Many thanks for seeing this series to the end, and I hope you enjoyed the ride. I'll be seeing you in the next BK Play.